Happy new days, beloved. Welcome to the best days of your life. I hope that you are feeling okay. I hope that you are navigating through. I know it's not easy, but I commend you for continuing the journey. And happy new day to us. Welcome to the best days of our life. Today we're starting off with dark figures. Dark figures of self. The dark figures of you. Okay, and so the dark figures of ourselves is typically the part of ourselves that we reject, that we don't even acknowledge. This is typically the part where your friend be like, you acting funny, and you're like, no, I'm not. This is that. This is the dark figures of yourself. These are those negative emotions, low vibrational emotions and feelings and thoughts that literally, for the most part, they don't serve you, right? So we're looking at dark figures of ourselves, and I'm gonna tell you why we're looking at that, right? So here we are with just some examples of dark figures of ourselves. This is the jealousy in you. This is the envy in you. This is the you that is easily irritated and upset. This is that nasty attitude in you. That's what I'm talking about today. We're talking about that nasty part of you, right? Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what mine is. Mine is definitely these two, passive aggressiveness and dismissive behavior. I would say those are my dark figures of self. I can be dismissive if you could be trying to have my energy, and if I am not there, if I'm in that dismissive, low vibrational self, I am just like not hearing you. I am not hearing you. I am definitely the person who goes back and reflects. That is me. We can have a conversation on Monday. Somewhere on Wednesday, I'm like, you know what? I see where they came. I can see their perspective now. So I'm the person who got to get back with you with that conversation. I'll let you know, like, oh, you know what? I understood where you was coming from, right? So these are those dark parts of yourself. Some of us deal with jealousy. Some of us, it is hard for us to celebrate when we see other people winning, or when we see our family and friends winning. It's hard for us to see their congratulations as our own congratulations. So I am going to challenge you. If you're dealing with enviness and jealousy, usually these things are connected to feelings of rejection that happened in your early childhood. Maybe you had a parent that was always pushing you, telling you that maybe insinuating that you weren't good enough or you wasn't doing enough, right? And that's how sometimes we develop these dark figures of self. Is usually connected to some experience or emotions, and sometimes it just happen naturally, right? Sometimes these are just natural emotions that come and go. And so for us, what we want to understand is that feelings of jealousy, envy, hate, laziness, procrastination, those type of feelings are natural to have. We just don't want to sit and dwell in those feelings. That's when it really becomes a problem. So allow for you to have a negative thought. It's quite normal, right? And the thing is to address when you have it. So I might have a negative thought. I'm like, Queen, really? Like, don't do that. I'll talk to myself. Sometimes I say it out loud. Sometimes it's just like an inner quiet conversation. But you want to address when you are having these type of thoughts, just so you can train yourself. This is how you train yourself to have more healthier thoughts. So don't beat yourself up. Oh, you're being jealous again. Don't beat yourself up, but see what it is connected to. Sometimes the jealousy may be connected to low self-esteem. You may have just a low self-figure of yourself. So if that's the problem, you want to address that too. Why am I having low self-esteem? What can I do to address that? And for a lot of us, we need to implement certain things into our lifestyle as a lifestyle. So adding in exercise and adding in healthy eating, all of that plays a part. Sometimes just making simple adjustments. Instead of eating 3 meals a day, knock it down to 2. You really don't need 3. So, you developing these healthy skills to deal with your dark figures of self. And know that this is normal. So don't beat yourself up when you're in these types moods, don't beat yourself up about it. If you see yourself getting into the procrastination phase where you're constantly putting things back on the back burner, this is when you want to be your parent. Discipline you. Put yourself, look, these are the things I gotta get done today. These are my non-negotiables. If I don't do nothing else, I gotta do this, right? And then these are the things that I can do next. So make checklists, set alarms, but also make sure that you are being stern with yourself. Whatever the rules and guidelines that you have made for yourself, follow them. If you said that you was going to exercise 3 times a day, exercise 3 times a day. If you said that you was going to drink tea in the morning, drink tea in the morning. But you want to make sure that you're stern with yourself and you continue the process. You're consistent with addressing the dark figures of yourself. Again, it is important for us to address these figures because they're connected to our automatic thoughts and emotions and feelings. So the more you tell yourself, let me replace that feeling with something healthier, you are setting yourself up to have that to be your automatic thinking patterns. So I'll give you an example of this. For me, it was getting myself prepared for colder weather, getting myself prepared for the winter. It hasn't in the past been a favorite time for me. So something I did to prepare myself was prior to it getting really cold, I was like, okay, I'm gonna prepare by going shopping. I got a couple of new outfits to work with the winter time, and I also talk to myself about the winter, just embracing it, like, oh wow, it's literally only here in New Orleans for three months or so. Let me embrace this colder time. Let me embrace even sitting outside, feeling wind chills, sitting on the back patio, experiencing the breeze coming from the lake, feeling that chill weather and what it has to offer. So me just being more embracing the winter more gave me a better outlook on it. So instead of me just allowing myself to say, because I was allowing myself to say, I hate the winter. So instead of allowing myself to say that, I replaced that thought with, I actually like the winter. It's actually nice. I like that cool air. I actually like that this time of year we're not sweating as much as we usually do. So just taking that in and changing my thought pattern behind it had helped me to have a healthier, happier experience this winter. Because if you're constantly saying that you hate a season that's here for 3 months, you're waking up automatically with that on your mind. It's still winter and I hate it. It's still winter and I hate it. No, that doesn't help with the overall system, right? So I want to have a healthier, a more positive outlook on the whole system, because I know what I get in, what I put in, that's what I'm going to receive. So whatever frequencies and emotions and feelings I'm constantly putting out there, that's what's returning to me. That's why I'm constantly reminding myself, I'm beautiful, I'm joyful, I'm excited for my prosperity. My riches are always flowing to me. Money is running after me. Money is raining on me. I'm constantly letting myself know how I live in a healthy life. I have great friends and great loved ones, and it's helping me to produce more of that. And sometimes we're still in the midst of producing it, right? And so when I say we're still in the midst of producing it, we're still in the midst of dealing with those dark figures of self. And again, know that it is normal to have healthy thoughts. Sometimes we put too many emphasis on, is it positive? Is it positive? No, relax. Allow yourself to flow. Allow for your thoughts to come through. Evaluate them, look at them, but don't beat yourself up about it, right? Treat yourself like a 4-year-old who's learning how to tie his shoes or tie her shoes. We know she won't get it right the first 10 times. We know that's a part of the process. But we can see, oh, wow, she's making progress. Oh, she made the bunny ear this time. She's making progress. Some of the steps she has now, right? So treat yourself like a child. Be nice to you, but be stern with you, right? Make sure that you're producing consistency. So here we go. Addressing the dark figures of self is for elevation. Your dark figures of self typically is where the blockages are. And when I say the blockages, these are the behaviors and thinking patterns that are stopping you from getting what you really want, right? So procrastination. If you are working on a particular goal or objective, but you keep putting it off and you haven't even done the first step of just starting. That's a problem, right? We understand that that's a problem. That's a blockage that you're experiencing. Why is the blockage there? Right? And it can be for a infinite amount of reasons of why the blockage is there. Some of us are still battling hearing we were not gonna be anything. I had my son in high school. In high school, I was told I was not going to be anything. In high school, I was told I was not going to have a high school diploma. And these were the people around me. These are people that we call family, that we share DNA with. You know, these were the family conversations. Like, wow, and she's supposed to be a good girl, but look, she's pregnant. She's only 16 years old. So these were the things that I was hearing. If I stay in that thought pattern of that 16-year-old girl filled with fear, right? Just fearful, so much depression, so much sadness and guilt, right? If I stay as that 16-year-old girl, that is blocking me from achieving all I have achieved thus far, right? So you want to make sure that you reject what they have said about you. Reject it. You don't have to listen to that, right? You know, it's very interesting because, you know, like I said, these are going to be the people